Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And sorry, I'm a little bit sick, so I might sound weird. And today I'll talk more about my stories for Jay. Again, disclaimer, this is just Ninjago fanfiction. This is not meant to be taken seriously. I'm just going to tell and talk about my headcanons and ideas. This is basically the same thing as my first two videos. If you haven't watched them, I really recommend you to go watch them first, because now you might feel a little lost. Now, some of you who have already watched my first video about Jay might be confused, because there he was fully Oni, and here, as you saw in the thumbnail, he's like a pirate? Well, let me explain. After Seven explained what happened to him and Jay's parents, for those who haven't watched the first part, I'll tell you that Sevian told a story full of lies to Jay just so Jay would get mad at his biological parents and team up with Sevian. He asked Jay if he wanted to become a team and take over Ninjago City, doing the opposite of what his father and mother wanted. Jay agreed, and Sevian took Jay to an old mansion in a forest near Ninjago City. The mansion was covered in vines and bushes. It was dark purple color. It was 2 stories tall and had intricate designs on the roof and 3 balconies. Inside the mansion there were 3 maids waiting for them. 2 of them helped Jay settle in his room. Meanwhile, the 3rd maid, and clearly the oldest one, went to talk to Sevian in private. Later, Sevian invited Jay for dinner to talk about his plans and how he will train Jay. He explained to Jay that under the mansion there was a secret lair meant for training. As Seven was explaining the layout of the room, the old maid came into the dining room with a letter in her hands. The letter was meant for Jay. Once Jay opened the letter, he saw an invitation to participate in the Tournament of Elements and be trained by Master Roz. Jay agreed and participated in the tournament and lost against Nia. Sevian watched the fight between them and how Jay lost. He even disappeared. After Jay left Roz, he couldn't find Sevian and felt betrayed by him. The anger due to losing the fight and being betrayed by someone who he thought he could trust got stronger, and Jay soon turned into an Oni. He quickly got to Sevian's mansion and attacked him. Sevian was trying to explain to Jay that he left the tournament because he was embarrassed and wanted to rethink the plan and Jay's training, so it would suit Jay's abilities better. Then Sevian reminded Jay why he wants to train him. Though Jay was very angry at Sevian, he was more angry at his parents. He calmed down and told Sevian that he'll think about his plan to take over Ninjago, and if Sevian would even be a good master. Then Jay left the mansion. He soon realized he doesn't have a place to stay, so Jay decided to go to the part of the beach that is further away from Ninjago City, because there is a lot of abandoned beach houses that are still in good shape. It was around 11 p.m. when he got there. He looked around and saw a white-colored house on a sand dune, surrounded by trees. He climbed up the dune and entered the house. The house smelled like wet wood and sea. He walked through the house and saw a couch. It was dusty, but it looked comfortable, so Jay laid down and fell asleep. The next morning, Jay woke up to a weird laughter. Once he opened his eyes, he was in a completely different room. He was laying in a proper bed surrounded by pirates. Jay quickly jumped up and prepared to attack them, when suddenly the room's door opened and Nadakan the Jinn, he's actually in the show, just so you know, walked in. "Long time no see, huh, Jay?" he said with a smug look on his face. Jay looked very confused because he didn't remember him. Nadakan tried to remind Jay about their past, but Jay didn't remember anything. The Jinn was very confused and kept asking him questions, trying to remind Jay about their fight over Nia. He was getting frustrated, and then one of the pirates suggested that because of the merge, Jay might have lost his memories. Nadakan decided to check that suggestion by asking Jay about the other ninjas and Nia. He even soon found out that the ninja are Jay's enemies too.
Nadakan was quite happy to hear that because he could use Jay's elemental powers to take over Ninjago City and later kill or imprison him. Nadakan told Jay his plans about taking over Ninjago. Of course, he didn't mention the part where he'll either kill or imprison Jay. He commanded the other pirates to go and sew Jay a proper pirate outfit that doesn't look like it was pulled out of a trash can. The pirates immediately started sewing a beautiful blue coat. They found a clean white shirt, a pair of leather boots, black jeans, and a bandage for his leg that had a huge cut from when he tried to attack Sevian. Meanwhile, Natakan found an eye patch for Jay. Jay didn't need an eye patch, but Natakan didn't like the way Jay's left side of the face looked, because that side of the face was the Oni side that weirdly hasn't disappeared yet. Jay quickly got dressed and came out looking like a proper, maybe a little bit more fancy pirate. Nadakan was very happy with the outfit. Jay then remembered that Nadakan isn't the only person who Jay promised to take over Ninjago with, so he explained to Nadakan the situation with Sevian. Nadakan wasn't happy because he didn't want to share the city with some guy named Sevian, so he promised Jay a better life if he chooses to stay with him and not Sevian. Natakan also promised to be a better master, and also he promised Jay to one day take a revenge on his parents. Jay was very happy with how everything turned out, and he was ready to help Natakan with anything he needed. So that's the drawing of Jay. I hope you enjoyed. I think it turned out really cool, and as you saw in the video, I wanted to draw him in another perspective, but it failed, so I just left him like this.